Hello, everyone. Thank you for checking out the first episode of the Montreal By Night podcast. I wanted to give a heads up at the beginning of the episode to just let you know that there is a few audio issues throughout this episode. There's a little bit of mic popping and the occasional moment where we're going to start getting a little bit quiet. I tried to clean it up as much as possible, but these audio issues should only be present for the first two episodes. Then it should be nice and clear for you guys. Thank you for your patience and consideration. And now, let's get to the action. Content warning for violence and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome, everyone, to the first inaugural. Is inaugural an actual word that you use for, like, the first episode of something?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, welcome to the inaugural episode of the podcast that I have already fucked up.
Don't worry, man. This can all be cut in post.
Welcome, ladies, gents, to the first episode of Montreal by Night. I am very excited to be able to welcome you all to the city of 1,000 steeples and all of the darkness that lingers there. I am your storyteller, Tyson Fraleigh, and we have some very special cast members. I won't mention their character names just yet. I'll let them introduce themselves. But we do have the illustrious Ethan Jonah joining us.
Welcome, guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
We have got Brenten Edwards, all the way in Australia, joining us.
Hey guys, thanks for having us. It's a pleasure to walk the streets of Montreal again.
And last but certainly not least, we have our dear boy Takeshi Fukushima, also joining us here.
Hey everyone, happy to be here.
All right, so getting the boring stuff out of the way. Please note that this has no affiliation to the Montreal by Night sourcebook, and also the Vampire the Masquerade chapters, which is going to be based in Montreal. Those two, I think, will be much more lore-centric. When we developed the game, we developed it independent from the main sourcebooks, so just got to put that out there. And also, for the love of God, please give Flyos, who is making Vampire the Masquerade chapters, please give them your money. It is going to be so good. I am so excited for when that game comes out.
Can I just mention how funny it is that, like, 3 different, like, whatever, Vampire the Masquerade related properties all decided, yeah, man, Montreal is going to be the place where we're setting this.
What's the deal there, honestly? Do we want to cover how much experience we have with the game system? Or is that going to be just a unwelcome surprise to our dear listeners?
We're all hardened veterans.
I think it's going to become, like, super evident, bud.
How does this guy not understand how a rouse check works?
It's going to be real obvious real soon.
I'm so sorry in advance.
Also, I apologize to all of it's set in Montreal. I apologize to our true Francophone listeners. This is going to be a podcast predominantly in English. We are definitely gonna do our best to respect the French language, and I am gonna do my best not to get my Ontarian pronounce an ass just like destroying your language.
I agree that it's more respectful to not have any French at all than to include Ontario French.
I mean, okay. We have yourself there. At least you're Canadian. At least you've lived in Montreal for a decent stretch of time. I'm some silly bugger from the complete opposite hemisphere who will probably be trying to throw some French in because it's set in Montreal. No one can cock it up as badly as I will be. So
I'd like to just apologize to everyone in Montreal. Just right up front. I don't know about these 3, but I am so sorry.
God, we're never going to get to the game through all these apologies.
Enough talking, or enough of me talking about stuff that ultimately has no context to the game. Let's just get to the fun stuff. The world of darkness has laid claim to Montreal. For centuries, the city was the house and home of the Le Sombre clan. Able to hide amongst the clergy, Le Sombre lived in absolute control. Those who stepped into its borders would be promptly either kicked out, turned, or otherwise destroyed if they decided to mess with this ancient and dangerous clan. This was until Bruja happened. Bruja had existed in the city for as long as time remains, but they became especially cumbersome during the Quiet Revolution. The change in discourse of ideas destroyed the La Sombra clan's claim, allowing the Anarchs of Bruja and Toreador to take up the mantle of where La Sombra vanished and was destroyed. This Anarch government was one of the first of its kind in North America, and has remained as one of the longest-lasting Anarch communities in the entire world. Montreal is now a city of diverse sorts, both mortal and not. Therefore, the vampires in this community are not that old. They remain in the ranges of Ancile, or at most, maybe 200 years old. The Anarchs welcome anyone into its borders, well, except for Camarilla, of course. And it's in this world that we take our first steps. As we head to a small bookstore in the downtown sector, a long stretch of on Rue St. Catherine, we find a small church set up. The stained glass on the outside kind of reflects dimly in the setting sun as darkness begins to welcome. Off this one small side street, we find a small business. Open windows illuminate a bookshop. Written across the front, Ethan, can you remind me the name of your business?
The Nightly Nook is a combination bookshop and like small brew pub set just across from the St. James Church.
Inside the Nightly Nook, at this point, it's a little bit busy. People are beginning to come in for drinks. Very ragtag group of people. Lots of individuals in bright colors. Very hipster crew. As there's a gentleman behind the main desk with short brown hair, a slight goatee around, as kind of looks around, kind of waiting on someone to collect the rest of their purchases before another figure steps down from a staircase leading into the upper chambers. If, Ethan, you would like to describe your character.
Asher he appears to be in his late 20s, around 27. He's around 5'8". He's not thin by any means, but a little bit thinner than average. He has kind of lighter hazel eyes and messy brown hair that comes down just past his ears. And looks kind of unimpressive. Just a very average-looking man.
Asher, as you turn, you can see Sebastian at the front desk, kind of waiting for someone to collect the rest of their books before they look over to you. Oh, hello, Asher. You're up a bit earlier than usual, but it's good to see you.
You never know. Something about today felt a small bit different. Tyson, did Asher have any dreams this past night?
You focus kind of forward and just kind of keeping your ears open, your senses open. And you get a flash as you're kind of thinking all of this over of an exit sign.
Asher is going to make his rounds of the shop, checking there's a couple of wards on various doorknobs, just wanting to make sure that they're all intact.
At which point, as you're walking around the space, saying hello to people and kind of checking everything in, Sebastian actually comes up to you. You received a letter today.
Oh, did you leave it in my office?
Oh, no, I have it here. They came in just a moment ago.
Oh, thank you. I'll take the letter, step into my office with the door closed behind me, cut it open.
So you open the envelope, kind of flick open the wax seal that you recognize, actually. You see that it's the wax seal of Baron Emmett Marsh, who is the Bruja clan leader here in the city. The letter on the inside says that it is a notice for all of the vampire community to meet. It's essentially just a yearly council meeting. It's a very common thing. It's just there to make sure that everyone's doing all right and there's no problems in the overall vampire community. This year, the event is going to be taking place at the concert hall at the brand new Louis Cyr University.
You know, Seb, I really don't understand why they deliver all of these door to door. If you're going to have one individual deliver all these letters to domiciles of particular interest, how can you be sure that that individual isn't followed, tracked?
Yeah, you think that sort of thing would be smarter.
It's just one of those things, you know? Perhaps they have a system in place that I am merely unaware of. Did you have any plans?
For tonight, not specifically. I know I have tomorrow morning shift. I probably should sleep for that. But if you would like me to stay up for a little while longer, I'm happy to do that. Look after the place.
I would appreciate that. It seems as though I will be spending my night out and about.
Well, I'll make sure the rest of the rabble does not get up to anything too crazy. In which case, I will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. If things quiet down, feel free to check out some of the books in the back.
I might just lock up early and just do it myself. All right.
Don't you be costing me money.
I would never dream of it.
Has the sun fully set?
Yes, as of this moment.
Asher will head out the door.
Okay. As Asher heads out the door, we cut away away from downtown, relatively nearby the university, instead dropping into a very beautiful hotel. Beautiful stonework on the outside, pretty much the finest hotel in all of Montreal. As we kind of cut up into the highest floor of the building, we see a very lavish but relatively simple expanse with numerous people just talking and mingling, as we see in amongst one figure kind of set near an island, drinks kind of scattered all around the place, as Talison, if you'd like to introduce your character.
In this island, I watch this group of people, alcohol everywhere, sits Talison Sforza, or Talisen Sforza from Milan. Talison is a toreador. He has pitch black eyes, pitch black hair. It's about shoulder length at the moment, having some curls, some stubble, small goatee, slender, in good shape, can cut a both imposing or inviting figure depending on his mood, and now, as pretty much always, is wearing a very playful smile. He's lavishing the attention around him, loves being the center of attention, and right now he's dressed in modern finery, which is to say some nice boots, trousers, vest, button-up shirt, but a couple of buttons undone up the top, and he is just carousing.
At which point, as you're standing by the island, you see that there are two people standing off to the side who are kind of killing the mood right now. In the mix of the celebration, they strike you as the two kind of people who will have a political debate while everyone else is just trying to have a chill conversation. You see that there's a gentleman standing there. The best way I can describe it is very stereotypical business major, like blonde hair slicked back, a really nice suit. Standing opposite from a young woman, both of them are probably in their early to mid 20s. She has brown ringlets of hair, at which point the guy says, "Look, the proof is in the pudding. Big business is the future. Corporations are the future. Large business ventures are the path to success. Everyone can see that. Big corporations are going to be supplying the work, supplying the jobs. Why not just jump on the bandwagon early?" Which point she just gives him a hard look. Just, you happen to always just sound like a stereotype. Has anyone ever told you that? Look, I just say things as they are. Look, this city is starting to boom again. Your guys' economic system wasn't operating properly ever since the 60s when everyone left. Ah, yes, you from California must know so much about our culture. Who knows, maybe I know more than you do. All I know is, the mayor is doing everything he can to bring life back to this city. And you should thank him. Big business, big rewards. What does your alternative offer? At which point she just gives him a death glare. At which point you, Talison, kind of look over to them, and you can see as the party begins to become a little bit more dour with their presence, you kind of wave them off from the island. And while these two were arguing just a moment ago, they do not argue with your presence there, as they both kind of move to a separate corner of the room and seemingly continue their discussion, but everyone else is happy to have a new relaxing space. What is your new name, by the way?
Ooh, actually, that's a fine question. So, because Talison is a Toreador, he is the definition of diva. For fun, not for monetary gain, purely for his own amusement, Talison will travel. He will go to somewhere in the world. He will become a celebrity, whether it's an actor or a rock star. He'll last there for however long he feels he can make it work, before dying an incredibly melodramatic death. Tragic accident, jilted lover, before picking up, moving to another city in the world and doing the whole thing again. So as a result, Talison has quite a few identities. Right now, he's going back into the rocker scene. He was a punk rocker in the 70s, and he liked that. So he's gonna see if he can just start his alternative punk career again. He's gonna be Danny, East End English, punk rocker.
At which point, one of your numerous fans comes up to you, kind of leaning against the island, kind of head in both hands. Just she kind of looks up and says to you, "Oh my god, this is like a super cool party. Do you like host these all the time or something?"
Sorry, this person sitting next to me, male or female?
Female. Woman, brown hair kind of down to the shoulders, seems to be wearing essentially a night out kind of dress.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, love, when you've got enough wealth to look after yourself, time on your hands, what else are you going to be doing? May as well carouse for a little bit. Enjoy the company. I didn't catch your name, by the way, love.
Well, I'm Samantha.
Pleasure, Samantha. My name is Danny, in case you didn't know.
I love your accent. Where are you from? Like, what kind of accent is it that you have? At which point you hear someone yell from the background, "Someone's at the door!"
2 seconds, love. Haven't heard my accent. Have a guess of it. Tell me when I come back, and I can set you straight. Yes, yay or nay. All right. 2 seconds, and I'll get up and I'll sort of wander on over.
All right, you head towards the door. You can see one of the party goers clearly was standing there with their wallet, as if they were expecting a pizza or something. As there is a well-dressed individual that you have encountered before. You scared him the last time you saw him. As you see this figure with a letter and kind of hands it over to you. For you.
Thanks a lot, mate. Appreciate your hard work.
At which point he points backwards, kind of looking at you. Well, see you around, I guess. And then he turns to leave.
Certainly, mate. I'll see you around. And I'll sort of give him a wink, and I'll grab the letter with 2 fingers and just sort of, very casually grab it, and in one fluid motion. Is it like a wax seal on it?
It is.
Flick it, slide my fingers under the wax seal, and open the letter. Just in a smooth sleight of hand.
It's a council meeting, baby, and you are requested there as soon as possible, especially with you being the guardian of lost children.
Work. What can you do, eh? I'll sort of look to like my attending staff, one of my retainers, one of my herd, just to sort of get my jacket.
As the guy at the front door hands you your coat, he kind of turns to you. What, are you leaving already? We haven't even brought out the good stuff yet.
I'm sorry, mate. Unfortunately, work sometimes does rear its ugly head, but it's alright, I will be right back. Hopefully, if business does not detain me for too long, and we shall be carousing well into the night, eh? Jacket, light a cigarette as I walk out the door, and off into the night.
Now, as we pull away once more, we encounter our last little journey. As we head to Metro Frontenac on the Green Line, for anyone who is familiar, we find a lone taxi sitting next to the station as a figure sits in the driver's seat, more ominous than perhaps what people would initially give him credit for. If Takeshi, you would like to introduce your character.
Yeah, I am a very tall individual and very thin, very pale, sort of a long, gaunt face, although you can't generally see that because I usually have a scarf, big sunglasses, one of those classic cab driver hats on, pulled low, sort of one of those old-timey bomber jackets with the wool lining around the collar. Just sort of not shabbily dressed, but it's clear that appearance isn't my number one priority. If you were to be able to see underneath all of my disguising pieces of clothing, however, you would see that I have a rather monstrous looking face, long, sharp teeth coming out of my mouth, ears that are elongated and come to a point in the back. My eyes are this very pale white color, almost no iris or anything there, and I am clearly something not quite human, and I am just sitting in my cab, hunched over, scanning the streets for clients.
As you're scanning the streets, you're kind of keeping your eyes open, looking across, before you hear ding, 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 ding.
I will look over to see where that noise came from.
You kind of look over to your passenger side window, and there you can see another very obscured individual kind of coming out in like what looks to be full winter clothes, like a scarf wrapped around the top of the head, hood up, mittens, on, kind of hunched over and arms clutched to the chest, and just kind of ding, 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 ding.
I'm gonna roll my eyes and just point to the back.
Goes to the back, opens the door, steps inside. As the hood comes down, you see a familiar set of the similar pale green eyes that kind of look at you from the rear view mirror. As you see Clarky, the one of the newest Nosferatus to join the clan, is kind of set up back there. Hey, didn't know if you could give me a ride.
Where are you going?
Well, aren't you going to the university?
I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna say, Clarky, do I look like I go to university?
But we've got a council meeting.
A council meeting?
Yeah. Didn't you get like a little letter, little invitation? You know?
I didn't.
Oh, well, I'm sure it just got mixed up somewhere, maybe lost in the mail. If you have mail. Do you have mail? I'm sorry, I'm getting very nervous. But it's a good thing I found you, huh? I suppose.
You had better have the money this time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I can totally do that. Yeah.
And I'm going to just begrudgingly turn the meter on and drive off.
Okay. Make a drive check.
Come on, man. That's drive plus what?
Oh, Dex plus Drive.
Dex plus drive. Okay. Oh my fucking god. That's no successes.
Fails. Kills everyone. Game over.
No successes. You get caught in a nice traffic jam. As Nakano finds himself in an awful traffic jam, we will jump ahead to the university, where Asher. You arrive at Louisier University first, on Shearbrook. You look inside, seeing this beautiful glass facade that kind of looks into this open foyer where there's multiple art pieces kind of set up on the interior. It's definitely clear that this university was a Bruja and Toreador mix. You enter inside and head off to the left, where the theater entrance begins, and you can see that it is already marked off, essentially the direction that you're supposed to be heading, and there's a small velvet rope that's been set up in front of the space.
I seem to be the first to arrive.
It seems like it.
I go out and I get McDonald's. Like, I can't eat it, but I don't want to be the first one here. No, do I have Ryan with me, or would I have picked him up along the way, or is he arriving separately, or not at all?
You would have been able to pick up Ryan, yeah? That's up to you.
Yes, I will have picked up Ryan, my ward. And I'd like to check in with him while I wait, unless it appears that there is some, like, hidden space that we're meeting at.
Not currently. As you stand with Ryan, probably around 5'10", shaggy black hair, stubble across the face. Looks slightly done up for this, but he also just kind of has just a very nervous disposition in general. So he's constantly just like tapping his foot. I've never really been to one of these before. What's it like?
They aren't usually that entertaining. Usually pretty ordinary, business as usual. But I don't know. There's something. Could I look around for exit signs?
Yes. Make a wits plus awareness.
One success.
One success. Currently, you don't see any exit signs around here. However, as you're kind of looking around, you see from the divider, two figures come upwards. You see that there is a older woman, probably in her early 50s, graying hair kind of all over the place, and there is a younger blonde woman, seems to probably be early 20s, steps up and, well, it's wonderful to have you come in and check out this space. If there's anything you need at all, make sure to contact us, and we'd be happy to set up the venue for you. See the blonde girl kind of, thank you. It's truly a remarkable space. Definitely keep it in mind. The woman kind of just turns, and the blonde woman begins to head for the doors.
Do I get the sense that the event that I'm here for is below?
Yes. You see the woman with the brown hair, with the graying hair, looks over to you. Oh, are you here for the event for tonight?
Yes, we are.
Oh, my apologies. Let us, we can get you set up.
Excellent. I'm afraid my friend here, he's just a little bit paranoid. Would you have your fire escape plan? He just gets all in his head.
Well, of course, I can, if you want to check out the facilities, I'm always happy to make sure that people's safety is our top priority.
Yes, thank you. You know how it is. You, just wanting to know, ways to get out, I suppose.
Of course. We want to ensure everyone's safety, regardless of the situation. So please, accompany me. She leads you down the steps into the actual theater. You can see it's a pretty steep dip that looks probably, I believe, it's somewhere between around 500 seats. It's relatively small, all things considered, but it's very nice. The stage is very well set. It's bare, but the curtains, everything seems to have been recently cleaned. You can see that there are 2 emergency exits at the front doors, the left-hand and right-hand side. She motions over. These 2 emergency exits immediately lead you to the outside near the docks. Of course, there's the main stairway, if necessary. There's also a emergency exit upstairs in the projection booth.
Excellent. Thank you. I'm sure he appreciates it. Feeling all good about everything, Ryan? I just kind of pat him on the shoulder.
Yeah, feeling a bit better. Thanks.
Great. What was your name?
Oh, my name. You can call me Margaret.
Margaret. Thank you so much. Will you be staying for the show?
No. I am simply the renter, keeping the place clean, making sure that everything is top notch.
I'm sure the guests tonight will appreciate.
I hope so. I hope that it's nice enough for everyone. But in which case, I should be off to make sure that no one is panicking and having to call me over some silly thing. But I leave you adieu, and the tables and drinks will be set up relatively soon.
Excellent, thank you. Is there anyone else here? Are we the first to arrive?
First to arrive, however, it's not very long until you see 3 individuals step down. You see that there is one individual, grayish-brown hair, kind of leading the group. Very hipster, very hipster teacher kind of vibes, like the tweed jacket, the nice vest underneath, and the nice slacks. As you see Baron Marsh kind of leading the group, as you see behind him, real John Hamm looking figure, tall, brawn, slicked back hair, pulls it off very well, as this is Baron August Mills, the second of the 3 barons, and the final one, the Baroness, long red hair down to the to mid back, very also kind of hipster, but a little bit more classy, more dapper than anything else. As she kind of enters and looks around the space, as you see Kate Benoit. At which point you see Baron Marsh come up to you. Well, it's good to see you, Asher.
Good to see you as well, Baron.
Ryan just kind of, hey, how are things keeping up with the shop?
The shop goes as well as it ever has. Since we met last, has there been any updates on any of the issues the night that Ryan and I met?
Well, kind of looks to the rest of the barons. Be confident that it is well dealt with. We made sure that any members of what may or may have not been Second Inquisition were very quickly squashed.
That is a relief to hear, Baron. Baroness, it's excellent to see the both of you as well.
Baron Mills kind of steps up. Good to see you as well. And, where's your tall friend? And, the overzealous one?
I did not arrive with them, Baron, but I'm sure they will be here shortly. I was also waiting for Keeper Nayla. I don't know if she intended to join us this evening.
As far as I'm aware, everyone should be joining us. Yes, you see the Baroness kind of steps out. Everyone received an invitation, yes? So, they should all be arriving, otherwise it's going to get a little bit confusing. But anyway, I have some work I have to attend to in the theatre. I bid you all adieu until we're up. It's about this point where Talison arrives, stepping through the glass doors leading into the staircase downwards, your unbridled charisma walking with you. As you enter, you immediately see a group of... You've never interacted with them directly, but you definitely get the sense of the Gangrel clan. Furs, lots of leather clothing, as subtle as they can be. That is what they are currently wearing, as subtle as it is possible for Gangrel to be. And after that, it is a pretty quick arrival for everyone. But you do encounter Asher and Ryan, who you plucked from the apartment.
Who's the other one that I plucked from the roof?
That you plucked from the roof. Oh, that's Tyler.
That's Tyler. Is Tyler here, or is...
You currently do not see Tyler.
Well, I'll go around and make nice. I'm dropping the English accent of my of my mask. Now just embracing my natural Italian accent. Asher, Ryan, it's been too long, my friends. How have you been?
I've been well, Talison. Or should I be calling you another name these days?
Asher, my other names, they're for the streets. Here, amongst the kindred, Talison will suffice.
My friend, I don't know that I believe that Talison is your name at this point, but I'm happy to call you by whatever name you wish to be known by.
My friend, I have been Talison for as long as we have been attending meetings of this nature. Good lord, I hope it's more exciting than the last one.
I get the sense that something is going to be a little bit more exciting this evening.
You have a premonition?
Yes, but I don't think there's any need to advertise it. Just keep an eye on the exits, and it may merely be suspicion, or paranoia on my part. There was a blonde woman touring the building just as Ryan and I arrived. It seems an odd hour to be offering tours.
See. Let us call it a healthy dose of caution. Tyson, would I have well, firstly, did I see the who escorted our two previous friends down? Did I see her as I walked in?
You did not.
Because there was Margaret and there was the blonde woman that was viewing the venue.
Oh, right. So sorry. Right. Sorry, I thought you were referring to Margaret as the blonde one. Never mind. Alright, see. Well, I shall keep an eye on the festivities, such as they are.
It's about this moment that, after having an absolutely hellish time finding parking, Clarky and Nakano step down the stairs, kind of keeping amongst themselves, just like full disguises up.
This never would have happened in the old country. Back in Japan, everyone was very orderly. Also, cars hadn't been invented yet, and so there were none of these traffic issues.
I didn't grow up in Japan.
And how is that my fault?
Oh, no, you're just saying a lot of stuff about the old country, and I've never been to the old country. I have no context, and conversations, they're all about like finding common ground. I mean, that's what people tell.
What, haven't you read a book?
I've read a few.
Apparently there are many books about Japan.
Yeah. So have you ever, read books about Japan?
No, I am from Japan. I don't need to read books about it. You do.
And here we have the dulcet tones of Nakano, I am assuming.
Asher, it is good to see you again. Talison, I'm seeing you again.
Nakano, it is good to see you again, my friend. It's been too long.
Asher turns to this other person with Nakano, Clarky, and says, "Come on, kid, educate yourself. Read a book about Japan. Come on."
Christ on a cracker, son.
Yeah. Oh, look over there. It's jars. And then just turns and quickly walks away.
No respect.
Cats or kids these days. How do you put up with him, Nakano?
I try not to.
I know that I'm younger than the two of you, but I swear I have never been that irritating.
Did the two of you get formal invitations to this conference?
Yes. And I'll sort of produce my my letter from my coat, cleanly with two fingers. Yes, I did receive an invitation this evening. It wasn't exactly early, plenty of notice. But then again, we all know when these things happen anyway, so...
Nakano, do you have a mailing address these days?
That is not the point, Asher.
We have been of service before, have we not? They know how to find us. Specifically, they know how to find you, Nakano. Strange that they did not.
At which point you hear a digital gung gung, gung gung.
They couldn't even shell out for a real bell. This never would have happened in Japan.
Nakano, when was the last time you were back there?
That is not the point, Asher.
I was just curious, I suppose.
Last time I was in Tokyo, Nakano, they had quite a lot of technology there. A substantial amount. As in, a substantial amount more than there is here. Seriously, my friend, how long has it been?
Talison, perhaps we'd better quit while we're ahead. I think we're being called to our seats anyway.
You know what, Asher? I agree. Let's take our seats. We shall discuss this later. Perhaps at my home. We can meet over a drink, say.
Nakano, I will try and find you a book on modern Japan if you'd like.
Doors begin to close.
The doors begin to close with us outside or with us inside?
With you guys outside.
No, they don't. No, they don't. I'll just walk up and just stop it with my toe, just in a very no. We're not. You're not shutting us out here.
Oh no, we'll have to just stand in the back, I guess. Oh, what a awful circumstance.
Asher, please, we do not stand in the back.
Maybe you don't, but I do.
I think that today I am with Nakano, my friend.
Suit yourself. I'll find a seat and luxuriate.
Plenty of open seats, as the entire vampire community is here inside of this theater in Montreal. Relatively speaking, the population isn't that huge. You're counting maybe in total somewhere around 20, 25
Oh, okay.
people in general. Maybe a little more. Very easily enough for you, Talison. You're able to find a seat pretty much just like right dead center in the middle of the seats, while Nakano and Asher, you step off to the side and just kind of...
If there are that few, I will go and sit with the Banu Hakim.
Okay, absolutely. You sit down next to Keeper Nayla. Deep tan skin, hijab, kind of leaning backwards. She kind of looks over towards you. Asher, it is good to see you.
It's good to see you as well. I was hoping I could come by the repository sometime in the next week or two.
That can certainly be done. What are you looking for specifically?
I seek to improve my understanding of particular abilities. My ward, I gesture with my head towards Ryan. I am unfamiliar with the entirety of his skills, and I wish to further familiarize myself.
Sure, we can take care of that. At which point the lights inside the theater go dark as the lights are up on the stage, where you can see that the three barons are standing. Baron Emmett is standing at the center with the Baroness Kate and the Baron August on either side. See, Baron Emmett steps forward. Welcome, everyone. It is a pleasure to have you all here with us today. I understand that you all are busy people, so I wish to keep this short. I have, essentially some news most recently. Do not hesitate if there's any questions, but otherwise I shall cut to the chase. The first is we wish to offer a first declaration here today for a brand new Baron. We're very excited about this up-and-comer, and we are very excited to see what he does. I would like to welcome the new Baron of Montreal Nord, Tyler Sawatis. Motions back, and you can see Tyler walk out from essentially one of the wings of the theater. As Tyler steps out, or anyone who's proficient with insight, make a wits insight check.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'll make a wits. I got 1 dot in insight. I'll make an insight check.
1 success for Asher.
2 successes.
So I got 2 successes and a crit, so 4 successes.
4 successes. Talison. Nakano, you would notice a little bit of this too. Tyler, what once used to be raven black hair that went back to the shoulders, is now much shorter, for one thing. Very well done up. And he is a very muscular figure. You remember when you first encountered Tyler having a little bit of an air of energy about him? For Talison, you're looking at him and you get this sense of a forced appearance. You can get the sense that he's not pleased to be up here.
Given my position as what was it, Lord of the Lost Childer?
Yes.
Would I have had any inkling of something like a move like this happening?
Make an intelligence plus politics check.
Yeah. It's not going to be a high roll. Oh! 2 successes, which is the maximum I could have got.
Okay. 2 successes. You're looking at the situation. You don't get the sense of this being a particularly good move. The only current clans that actually own territory in this city is Toreador, Bruja, and Ventru. Bruja controls the vast majority of it, followed then by Ventru, then by Toreador. Also in the city, there also exists the Ministry. There also exists the Banu Hakim. There also exists Gangrel, which Gangrel does technically have a Baron. Baron Esther does exist on Montreal as kind of the defender, but based on your past interactions with Baron Esther, she's more of an intimidating figure than anything else.
So sorry. So less of a, boardroom leader and more of a captain of the guard.
Kind of, but very hot-headed and very quick to anger. That is why she and the Gangrel were chosen for Montreal, essentially to be the defenders of the lines between realms.
Who owned the territory of North Montreal prior to this announcement?
Make a quick politics check.
Pure politics or intelligence?
Intelligence politics. But just before we get to your thing, Brenten, I do also want to, kind of based on your last check, there's also the big clan Nosferatu in this city. It doesn't look good when they announce a new Baron, and it happens to be of a clan that's already in power and holds the vast majority of the share of locations.
I mean, this is someone that I'm an Ancile. Nakano's an Ancile. Asher, you're a little bit younger than we are, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm younger than both of you.
Yeah. And what's this Tyler?
Tyler is a fledgling, like Ryan.
Tyler was recently turned. He was turned maybe a year ago. The events that took place with you first discovering Tyler, that happened a year back.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. He's newbie. He's a ranking new guy going to Baron. This is not gonna sit well.
But so I have 2 successes. was Montreal North already Tyler's Bruja, correct?
Yes. Montreal North was Bruja to begin with.
So Baron Marsh is choosing to split his own territory amongst him and another individual.
Yes. That seems to be the move.
How's the rest of the crowd reacting to this information?
Make another Wits plus Insight.
Was that just to Asher, or can I do that as well?
You can choose one of you to do it, and then the other person can give the other player an extra die.
Go ahead, Talison.
Okay, and I'll take that extra die. Thank you. So, 6. Ooh, yeah. Let's just say I succeed really well. 2, 4, 6, 9 successes.
Whoo, mama. Yeah, you are looking around the room. Depending on who you're looking at, it ranges. There's a very quiet, what's the word? Discontent. What is it? Like Keeper Nayla, who is relatively nearby. You can see she looks a little bit frustrated, but she seems to have the least reaction out of everyone, aside from Ambrosia and Esther. Those two seem to have very little reactions to this. Everyone else seems to be in slight positions of a little, like, ranging of frustration and disgust.
Does it seem like Baroness Benoit was aware of this information prior to this announcement? The Toreador clan head?
You look up to the two other barons, and you see the same looks of frustration, as if they were somewhat surprised as well.
Could I sense the unseen?
Okay.
I'm gonna activate Cloak of Shadows while I'm just like standing in the corner. I wanna like specifically be paying attention to what Ambrosia's up to right now.
Baron Marsh kind of continues. All right. In which case, on to our second order of business, updates. Wish to speak to anyone who has any sort of news, any discussions they wish to bring up here and now. There's a pause before Ambrosia stands up. For a description of Ambrosia, bald head, slightly enlarged, these very green, sickly-looking eyes, very pale yellow skin, a very terrifying-looking woman.
There seems to be no new strange activities to note, but always keeping eyes open, we shall alert all those who need knowing the moment we have word.
Baron Marsh just nods. All right. Baroness Esther. See, Esther stands up. No new strange activity up on the mountain. Just only the general curiosities. We have, well, of course, the Fae that occasionally pop up. Thankfully, we haven't had to deal too much with the Guru, but they have been making themselves a bit more known, so we need to be careful of that. At which point, Baron Marsh nods. All right. In which case, is there anything else that people want to announce? There's a pause before you see a member of the ministry stand. As you both recognize this figure as the leader, Amun. Amun El Kamil was a very tall, again a very stout individual, shaved head, slight stubble around the cheeks, wearing what looks to be almost like a khaki suit. Lots of earthy tones. He kind of stands up. Yes, I wanted to alert everyone that I myself, as clan leader, will be stepping down from the ministry. Time for me to go and explore some other options elsewhere in the world. And while I appreciate my time here in Montreal, I believe that it is time for me to move on and take the next step in my journey. At which point you see the Baron kind of look towards Amun. We're very sorry to see you go, Amun. If there's anything you require, simply let us know. Amun nods and sits back down. Anything else from anyone?
I'll just raise my hand. I'll just say, as far as leading our lost children to the correct path, I have had no difficulties, and during my time as Lord of the Lost Children, there hasn't seemed to be any spikes or vast increases in the number of lost children that we have. I will ask that everyone please adhere to the Baron's guidelines on turning any more or creating any more new kindred, as we like to make sure that any new entrants into our community receive their clan-led education.
Of course, Talison. And a good spot to be able to jump in on. We are putting a warrant out for one of our kind. There have been a series of violent assaults that have been a little bit less than careful. If anyone has any news, it is possible that we should be expecting some new movement here in the city that we are not organized. If anyone notices anything at all, please make sure to let me know.
Would they be of our kind, or perhaps...
It seems to be. Not sure if it is perhaps lost children that simply went under the radar, or if it is something bigger. We have still yet to investigate, but we ask for all of your time, patience, and information that you can provide.
See. Certainly, Baron.
Then, very last thing, and then you may be pleased to leave and enjoy your time as you'd like. There has been some strange movements and a presence near the Lachine Canal. We're asking that everyone please respect that we are placing a restriction on Verdun, Point St. Charles, and also La Salle.
Odd situations, you say. Could you care to elaborate? Oh, Baron.
We have had a few members of our community who have felt unwelcome. We still don't have very much information about what is going on, but we want to figure out exactly what we're looking at as soon as possible.
Certainly, Baron.
In which case, I wish you all a wonderful rest of your evening, and I bid you... Look down, you see a hole blown through Emmett Marsh's stomach.
Dang.
As Asher, you feel this impulse in the back of your head. Duck. As suddenly, it is raining gunfire.
I pull Keeper Nayla down with me.
Okay. As across the stage, Baron Emmett immediately gets struck by multiple bullets as they forces him to hit the ground. Baroness Kate Benoit turns her head as she is also struck down by multiple bullets as you see what look to be a total of 6 individuals enter from the wings, holding what look to be submachine guns and other high caliber weapons as it just goes into a full spray across the stage. Looking at the space, there were one newly elected Baron, but there were 4 Barons on the stage. There was Baroness Kate, there is Baron Emmett Marsh, Baron August Mills, and Baron Tyler. All but Tyler are down.
Is there anything we've encountered Inquisition forces before? Is there anything about these tactics and weapons that give the assailants away as Inquisition?
Make a Wits plus Awareness check.
I'd like to assist.
Okay. I take an extra die.
Thank you. 4, 6. That's 4 successes.
4 successes. You have seen these kinds of weapons before. You didn't see them in automatic weapons when you encountered them, but you immediately see the ember light from the bullet holes as these appear to be fire rounds, or incendiary rounds, which you encountered when you fought against Second Inquisition with Tyler.
So Ryan and I looked at the fire escape plan before entering.
Yes, you did.
Where's the closest fire alarm?
The closest fire alarm is on the far wall You could probably get there and pull it relatively quickly.
I'm just gonna yell out, "Dragon's Breath rounds, scatter!" Damn it, Scottish. I'll yell, "Dragon's Breath rounds, scatter!"
At which point, you watch as Ambrosia and the Nosferatu, as well as the Ministry, all vanish. Very similar in a way that you've seen Nakano vanish.
What, how is, you said the 3 barons are on stage, they've all been hit. Firstly, what are they like dead, or are they still look like they're kicking? And how's Tyler?
You're not sure. Tyler took some rounds, but is still standing and is still healthy. Definitely looks wounded, but not awful. Also the Banu Hakim with Keeper Nayla. All of them immediately vanish underneath the seats as well.
I'd like to be running Sense the Unseen.
Sense the Unseen. Okay. Sense the Unseen.
Yeah. So anyone using Obfuscate has to roll against me.
Okay. Quick check here. Roll. Is it Auspex plus Resolve?
It's Wits plus Auspex, or Resolve plus Auspex. I will do that one. Five successes.
5 successes. You succeed. The entire group, as they kind of almost vanish into smoke, you can sense these individuals. You can sense where Amun and the Ministry was. They're kind of moving quietly behind the seats and sticking to dark places as they seem to be heading towards one of the emergency exits out. Ambrosia and the Nosferatu are heading in the opposite direction. The opposite stairs upwards.
Do any of them seem like? Do they seem like they're fleeing, or do they seem like they are going around for a flanking attack?
Hard to tell at this moment.
Where am I able to see Nakano?
Nakano, please make a Wits plus Obfuscate.
Wits plus Obfuscate, okay. So, let's roll my wits. So that's 4 successes so far. Plus Obfuscate is... so that's 5 total successes, with a crit on my blood die. I don't recall what that does, so that's a very good teachable moment for our audience, Tyson.
Crit on the blood die is a messy critical, 5 total. In which case, our dear boy Asher does clock this.
Oh my god.
Because of the messy crit, things don't go exactly as planned, and you kind of snag up a little bit as you just watch all of this happening.
So I want to try and make eye contact with Talison and Nakano. And is Keeper Nayla still next to me?
She is.
I think it is time to leave.
I agree. Do you perhaps know a way out?
I point to the 4 emergency exits. Was it 4? And then there was also the one to the projector room, and then there was also one back.
The ones that are backstage connect to the ones that go up to the dock.
Sorry, to the dock?
The dock's in the back. It's the loading dock.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Would Talison and I have seen where Nakano parked his cab? Would I know where the parking is?
No, he got here last. At which point, you watch after being shot, Tyler kind of looks around, looks at himself, looks upwards, and woof! Superman leaps into the rafters above.
Great, that wasn't obvious.
Some of them are continuing to shoot upwards. They seem to also just be targeting anyone in the crowd.
Actually, yeah. My Cloak of Shadows is probably glitching out just from my panic. It's almost like one of those holograms that's suddenly failing, and so I'm going to clock Asher making eye contact with me. I'm gonna see Tyler jump up, and I'm gonna switch over to Unseen Passage.
Okay, please make a rouse check.
Rouse check. That is my willpower, correct?
Nope, it's just a 1d10. If you roll a 6 or higher, you're okay. If you roll a 5 or lower, you gain 1 hunger.
Okay. That's a 3, baby.
All right, you are now at 2 hunger.
Okay, and I'm going to just snarl a little bit at the energy that this magical act has sapped from me, and I'm gonna rush through the room. I'm gonna, I guess, get to Talison first and sort of smack him on the shoulder and say, "It's time to go."
All right. I've got head on a swivel at this point. As soon as I've seen the fact that one Baron is gone, 3 of them are dead because, you know, they've been shot to shit with, you know, Dragon's Breath anti-vampire rounds. My eyes are going, to the, you know, my compatriots.
I'll begin. Which exit are you heading for?
Yeah, I'd probably be like running back the way I had come because that's the direction my cab is in.
Asher's going with them, and God, I guess I'll be dragging Ryan along with me, but kind of using like having Ryan interposed between me and the Inquisition.
As you guys are moving upwards, you hear from where the projector is, you hear as gunshots seem to come heavy from above. For Talison, you see 2 of your Toreador cohorts both look to each other, activate as they both begin to vibrate, rush up onto the stage, grab Baroness Kate, and zoof, vanish out of the scene.
Wait, hang on. They're using
fleetness.
You know what? Would I be able to do the same thing?
With fleetness?
Yep, because I have fleetness.
Okay, then make a rouse check and you can absolutely do that.
I succeed.
Alrighty. So which point you are vibrating with energy.
In that case, yeah, can I just, smash over to the stage, grab old, Daddy Baron?
Marsh? Baron Marsh?
Yeah, the one who was seceding half his territory.
Yes, that is Baron Marsh.
And whiz him away with us as well.
Okay, please make a strength plus athletics check.
That's not very good. My strength is terrible. 2 successes.
You go to pick up Baron Marsh from the floor. As you begin to move very quickly, you feel something anchor the Baron to the floor. As you look over and you can see one of the soldiers has his foot pressed against the Baron's chest and just seems to be holding him in place, giving you a death glare. I'm gonna burn all of you out.
Fuck. Can I try, I don't want to, engage him, but can I just do, a quick sort of, a flick of the arm to sort of, I guess, dislodge the shoulder? The soldier?
You flick, and the thing is that, based on your strength, you should be able to do this without issue. But this soldier just stands there and just presses deeper into the Baron's chest.
Can I flick a cigarette in his eye?
Make a Dex plus melee. Why not?
That actually works for me. Okay. 5 successes. The objective is to distract him, to sort of make him either claw at his face or remove attention from me and the Baron to once again try and dislodge the Baron and then scooch away.
Okay. Okay, you flick the cigarette forward as it just hits them in the forehead. And no response.
Seriously?
While this is going on, Asher and Nakano.
I'd like to prompt Ryan into using his dementation abilities on the shooters.
For dementation? Yes. Is gonna force that on soldier. Succeeds on the rouse check. It's going to do this. 6 successes. And then against these guys, well, I will say for Asher, you go to reach for the door handle, and you hear the back of your head, no, as you hear from the other side, as there appears to be gunfire coming from the main doors, as you hear screams from the other side. You pop open a little bit. Ryan kind of focuses as you see one of the soldiers, this same weapon train, stops for a moment before getting, and just kind of begins to like press the sides of his head as the other one's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Sorry folks, we're turning around. Can I try to force another premonition to figure out which door would be safest?
Go for it.
Oh boy. And do these guys stop with me when I say not this one?
Yep, they stop with you. They don't continue moving.
Aw, they trust me. 6 successes.
You're focusing as you see that exit sign spring in your head again. As you look back and you see one exit sign flickering slightly, almost kind of like a ping, as it seems to lead down into the loading docks.
I'm gonna gesture in that direction. Are the Banu Hakim with us, or were they fleeing separately?
Well, that is what we're about to discuss. As you're heading down, you see the Banu Hakim break off, aside from Keeper Nayla, as from the stage and from the projector room, the Banu Hakim all fall. Currently, you are seeing, as you're kind of in the rush of the moment, you see all of the Banu Hakim and all of Bruja are down.
Then Keeper Nayla will be coming with us.
She lets out this cry of agony as you are pulling her, and you're having to mostly drag her towards the exit.
Yeah, is she like a serious impediment to us moving forward?
No. With the two of you and also the assistance of Unseen Passage, then you guys are fine.
I will help drag her if that will expedite things, because I don't want to stick around here any longer than is absolutely necessary.
So as you're kind of like a half like invisible dash of this smoke coming from Nakano, for you, Talison, the figure lets go of the body, grabs you by the front of the shirt. Please make a Dex Athletics check for dodge.
3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, you take 2 points of aggravated damage as he takes you by the front of the shirt, and you watch as he opens his mouth as 4 fangs sprout and bites you in the shoulder as it begins to tear and rip the muscle from your body.
Four fangs?
They look like vampire fangs.
Okay.
Fuck it. I'm going to look at that guy square in the face as he just bit me, and just let out this big bestial roar you wouldn't expect coming from, me. But no, I'm gonna get very feral, just right in his face, and I'm gonna use Daunt.
Absolutely. Please make a charisma plus presence roll.
Hang on. Okay. 6 successes.
6 successes. As you shout at him and scream in his face, he just takes a step back. You're never gonna run from me, boy. I'll find you.
Do I know what shape the Baron's in?
Based on the how fast all of this happened, you're already seeing his body beginning to catch fire.
Oh fuck. I'm still gonna try. Can I use my successes last time because I've technically not let go of him, or do I need to make another?
Please make another strength athletics check.
That's not good. Nope. No successes.
No successes. It's gonna be a bitch and a half getting the Baron out of here. Currently, there is no one else that you see alive aside from these soldiers. It's just you alone with all of these people, and some of them are now beginning to turn towards you.
Nah, I'm out. As if I still can't move him when the guy's not stomping on him, I'm just gonna release him, especially if he's already catching fire.
Okay. You dash up into the loading bay, where you see Asher and Keeper Nayla running across the street to where Nakano was able to get his taxi parked.
They would have seen us. They would have seen Nakano drive up if they were posted out here and would have marked the cab. The cab could have slashed tires or a bomb underneath it or any number of things. I don't think I'm going for the cab. Nakano, what do you think?
I honk on the horn. I will not accept this insult to my cab.
Is Nakano in the cab already?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get in the... I take it back, I'll get in the cab.
I'm gonna go through the window if it's open. Just whoosh.
You dive in as the group of you immediately and begin driving down Maisonneuve and just begin. Nakano, please make a drive check for me.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. That's Dex plus drive, right? That'll be 4 successes.
4 successes. You drive into the streets of Montreal like a madman. It would take an equally crazy madman to be able to find you. And as you drive into the concrete jungle of Montreal, trying to figure out what's next, that is where we'll leave it off for this episode.
Oh. Woo!
Thank you, guys, gals, non-binary pals, for coming to listen to our brand new series. I am so excited to see what is brought forward for the new party. I'm just excited.
You red wedding dust in episode 1.
It's cool. I don't have a giant hole in my chest/shoulder. It's all good.
Hey, you decided you wanted to be a hero and save the Baron.
Yeah, you should have been a coward like the rest of us.
Tyson knows this very well from the games that we have already played, that if there is a chance for me to be the hero, it's going to be very hard for me to resist being the hero.
I will say the fact that all the Barons are dead by incendiary bullets, that's the good version of what could have happened, right? Like, the bad version is these new folks come in and feed off of them and gain extra abilities. Right? That's how it works? Hey, Tyson, I'm not giving you any more ideas, okay? Tyson, that's my IP now. And if you use that in this podcast, people are going to know that you're a plagiarist.
If you are interested in more about the podcast, also about nerdy stuff in general, hop over to the Bag of Loot, get all of your RPG, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, pretty much any board game needs that you have. Head over to threekingsloot.com and make sure to pick up your copy of whatever you're looking for.
Go to your local bookstore, pick up a book about Japan.
Yes, perfect.
Feudal Japan, modern Japan, Japan in general, it's up to you.
Do better than Clarky.
Don't be Clarky. Be better than Clarky.
That's a good motto to live by. Be better than Clarky.
Hey, Tyson, is Clarky alive? Oh, shrugs. All right, that's spoilers, I guess, folks.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for listening, and good luck, adventurer. See you next time.